Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to another episode of Let's Try Humankind. So, last time we started the game and managed to make it from the Neolithic to Ancient era, and today I'd like to focus a little bit on expansion, development of our cities, and also I'd like to try to better understand how some of the basic mechanics around cities work. Before I started recording, I already checked, well, three things: stability, food, and growth. Those two are actually, all three of them are interconnected, and I think this is like the basic thing to understand if you want to be able to micromanage your city as well. It works differently from civilization, where in civilization you are looking to balance out like every point of food production and all of the other yields. Here it seems that these things work on certain thresholds, so you want to know the thresholds and stay right above the threshold, and then you don't really have to go higher. As long as you are just above the threshold, you are fine. So the micromanaging here is gonna be probably a little bit different compared to Civ. Okay, we're gonna start with Memphis. I already checked some things, as I said. So let's start with food first. So what does the tooltip tell us? Some of the tooltips are a bit confusing, so there is something that, or this is something that I would like to see adjusted, let's say, for the next beta version, or maybe clarified is the better word, but we'll do what we can from what the game gives us. So the amount of food produced, it is used to sustain population in this city. Higher food states bring a stability bonus and allows the city to grow beyond its standard capacity. Here I'm not 100% sure what that means. What's the city capacity? I guess it's this. Plus a population limit from a city or outpost. I guess that's it. And more food allows us to grow above 8. That's how I understand it. Lower food states bring stability and values, and population will die or leave the city. Easy. So now we are producing 15 food in Memphis, which puts us into like the plentiful category, which is between 10 and 50. Those are the thresholds that I was talking about. The current food production is sufficient to sustain the population. The city's population will grow minimally beyond the population limit and a half. So, as long as we are plentiful, as I understand it, the city will grow to population 12 at a reasonable pace, but very slowly above that. That's how I understand the last sentence. The city gains stability bonus from the surplus food. So this is something I will have to keep an eye on, if it matters where you are within the those thresholds. For example, if you have 15 food, gives you certain amount of stability, and when you have, let's say, 30 food, it improves your stability. It doesn't affect growth, but if it has effect on stability, then there is still a reason to like micromanage every single point. If this is not how it works exactly, then you still care just about thresholds, which would be kind of lame, because it would basically mean just make sure that all your cities are at like 11, 12 food, something like that, and you are basically fine. There the micromanagement ends. If the stability bonuses come into play with every extra food, then it's getting a bit more interesting. This state will remain as long as your city food production stays between 10 and 50. Then we have details on where we are getting the food. This one, I think we are still missing one mechanic that we will hopefully or reveal today, that will explain all of the numbers, because we are getting 8 from exploitation, which is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. It's the tiles around the city. That's easy to understand. Then we have 5 from district, and it specifies that the district that gives us +5 is the main plaza. So it's not like +5 from district and +5 from main plaza. The the main plaza is just specifying what kind of district gives the food. Later, when we get more districts, we'll get the details there, and the food from district will be the total sum. So that's this number. That's 13. Then +4 from a farmer, which is this guy. So this is the population, and we can allocate it to different like yield production. And then we get +3 food from civilization bonus, which is ideology. And I think that's what we are missing. There will be another icon here, hopefully soon, that will allow us to work on our civics, ideology, whatever we want to call it. And that's the last modifier that we currently see here, but don't have any more information. And every population consumes 4 food. So overall, this adds up to 15 more or less. It doesn't add up exactly to 15, but I guess there are just some, let's say it's 14.7 and the game just rounds it up to 15. I guess, I'm not sure about that. But there are some percentage modifiers, so you don't get whole numbers every single time. I guess that's how it works. Then we have industry. Pretty much, or here is the remaining yields are simple. You just count the cogs and add some modifier, some bonus, and you get your number. So we are exploiting here, that's 2, then we have plaza 6, and then we have ideology. Once again, we can't see it yet, that's +1. So we are at 7. Money the same thing, science the same thing. What is good to know is that when you are getting more production than you need for a project, then the excess is carried over to the next project. That's good to know. And then we have stability here, and here I really need to know how it works with the food. So now we are at 15. What we need to maintain like the stability, or not stability, to stay plentiful, we need 10. So we don't need this worker to be a farmer. We can move him into production to speed up the farmer's quarter. So we are still plentiful with exactly 10 food. And then when we look at the stability, it says strained at 55%, and the percent or the number shouldn't change next turn. So that's why I think that you just need to stay above the threshold, and the stability is not affected by every point of food, even though it may seem that way from the description. But as I said, I'll keep an eye on that. So that's one city. Oh, and by the way, this series really won't be about, like, I won't bother with some decent game pace or anything. I want to learn about the game. This is a beta version, so I want to figure out how everything works. So if we spend half an episode talking about basic yields in the city, I don't care. I just want to know how shit works. Oh, and here we just started the new outpost, so we have to wait 6 turns. Someone asked why I didn't settle here in this region with the Great Barrier Reef. Why did I settle the second outpost here? Well, I kind of wanted to settle like my second outpost at the end of the previous episode, and there is a lot of exploration here to be done. So I just saved it for today. We have the hunting parties right next to these regions, and this city should require, or outpost should require, like 30 influence, if I remember the numbers correctly. So we will get an outpost in this region pretty quickly. It's not like I'm delaying the control of the barrier reef by 50 turns or something. What wasn't ideal, sure, but shouldn't really matter, especially because this is just a test run. So research. Let's check the text screen. So here, what I like to do is go irrigation next, because irrigation gives us public fountain, which gives it's a building, it's not a district, and it gives us it gives us flat 15 stability, so it really helps with like with the city control. Also gives us flood irrigation, so +2 food on the rivers. But for now, I don't think that we have any cities that could take advantage of that. Actually, I'm not sure, but it's something that could help eventually. But yeah, I want to have the public fountains as soon as possible. So I'm going irrigation next. After irrigation, I think we will grab one of these two. Probably carpentry for lumber yards. And then we go... Actually, no, we'll go calendar next. So we can build granaries. Then we go carpenter, and then we go writing. And writing will gives us free civic point. So that's probably how we're gonna do it. And then we'll check the other half of the tech tree. Anything else? I don't think so. So let's end the turn. Now, the question is, when we have only 4 turns left on the farmer's quarter, do we want to speed it up or do we want to save money? And once we have the outpost created here, do we want to pay for the city or do we want to maybe pay for a city here so that we get the control of the Great Barrier Reef faster? Which might be the best move, honestly. Well, here we're gonna start by some hunting. Confirm. Yeah, I definitely don't want that mammoth running up on the high ground. He's gonna do it anyway, he's gonna run up here. The AI is smart enough to take advantage of that. Or maybe not. Can I make it here? No. I should be able to make it here. And this... Oh, I can make it here behind the mammoth? I thought there was a zone of control. Or that zone of control was a thing here. Well, I guess not. Good to know. Can you somehow get a kill? No. Now, if I remember correctly, experience is a thing, and we can get veteran units if they survive for long enough. But I'm not 100% sure about that. In my test runs, I didn't really fight much. I'm the kind of a player who first tests like the basic development, how city growth, city stability, things like that work, and then I start thinking about warfare. And the last thing that I check is diplomacy. And I have to tell you one thing, I don't like diplomacy in this game because the diplomacy screen to me looks like a mess. Yeah, it's probably because I don't understand it yet. But it just looks, I don't know, scary to me. Okay, we want these guys to go here. We can probably just do this fast auto resolve. It was just a deer. This should just be telling us about, yeah, more population. That's the outpost. Don't care about that. And here we could now buy the farmer's quarter. Is it worth it, really? Maybe it wasn't even worth it building the farmer's quarter first, honestly. Because we have exactly enough food. What if I just don't finish it? At all? Instead, I go for horse ranch. That I pay for. Not sure that the animation for the finished tile improvement was really fitting ancient era. There are some things that I'd like to see changed, but overall, I like the game, so that's a good sign. And now, when we have the horses, to make sure we always have enough food, instead of building a district that decreases stability by 5, we can just build animal barns, which is a building, doesn't affect stability at all, but gives us +5 food from the horses. And then some extra food from farmers' quarters, but right now we don't need that. Also, what if I just... Well, if I build... if I build the Maker's Quarter right now, I'm gonna lose 1 food, and because of that, you would drop to 9, so that's bad. Problem is that the animal barns take 12 turns to build. The farmer's quarter takes only 4 turns. So when I finish that, I'll get more food and I can build the maker's quarter. Yeah, this is probably better. Let's forget about the animal barns for now. It takes too long to build. So cancel. Did I cancel it? Can I cancel it? I can cancel it. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna build it. Oh, one more possible change. We could build the pyramids. We could build the pyramids. The game is suggesting this style. Because there is one interesting feature of these unique tile improvements of each state. It doesn't have to be built next to the city. And this is a fuck ton of production. That is one thing I'm not sure about. Do we get the production even though the tile is not connected to the city? It makes sense that we get the production, because otherwise, why would there be the feature that you can build it anywhere you want within the region? But I just need a confirmation. So let's do it for the science. And once we are done, we'll check that we really are getting the extra production. If we are, then we will be getting a lot of production suddenly. and so one of the AIs reached ancient era as the Hittites, something like that.
Over this way. Come over here.
This could be potentially interesting city location. Decent amount of production. We can build what is it? Harbor? There's one tile improvement that would allow us to get food from the sea. So we could even build it here. We can build a farm on this tile. Okay, so how much do we need? Oh, it's 50. I thought it was 30. In that case, we can go exploring for a bit longer. And these guys will hunt down the mammoth. That's 40 gold running around. Next. More AIs moving to Ancient Era. Oh, and we have the Society tab here now. Okay, well, let's check it out. Even though I don't think... what does this say? Empire stability is the average stability of all your cities. So right now we are under control. The global stability of your empire is 49%. Depends on the stability of each one of your cities. I want to see if there were like more information, but no. A low value of empire stability will eventually lead to a revolution. A high value of empire stability will increase the rate at which you generate civic points, which allow you to vote on which allows you to vote on discovered civics. There we go. I can't get there because I don't have a point. Okay. Oh, we can reach him? We can fight. Okay, great. I'm gonna do this manually. Confirm. And we can get behind him. Sure. Deploy him. What? Did he run up? It's okay. We can still get a decent position here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now we just finish him off. The deployment phase is weird, that you deploy your units and then everything changes anyway, so it feels like, why would I even bother sometimes? That's 84 gold. How is the outpost doing? 3 more turns. I wish there was an option to speed this up with money, because sometimes this is what I mean. When you settle in the middle of a lot of food, the city takes forever to develop. So I wish there was a way how to speed things up. You can pay for the city, but you can't pay for the outpost. So I wish there was the option to pay for both. Do we want to pay for the gold here to save 2 turns? Okay, we're on 50%. It's because we bought this district, so that makes sense. Still plentiful. So getting the ranch, all that we got from that was access to the resource, that we now have 1 horse available. It didn't give us anything else. Okay, fine. I don't think I want to pay for the gold for the farmer's quarter. Or farmer's district, or whatever it's called. 22.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this belongs to this region. And there is a sanctuary. Let's go. More money. And more people getting to the ancient era, and they just researched irrigation. Next one, what was it I wanted to get? Honestly, it doesn't really matter that much. I'm actually even skip the carpentry, because if the pyramids work the way I think they do, Don't you really care about lumberyard yet? So let's go calendar writing carpentry. Maybe that's gonna be the way. And what is this? Oh yeah, we know that.
Off we go.
Do some ransacking. And I saw a mammoth around Memphis, so let's go back. We'll try to find him. It's another 40 gold that we can get very easily. So, ransacked successfully. Good. You guys keep moving. I wonder how do these how do the animal work not work, how do they move? If they spawn and they can run like anywhere on the map, or if they have to stay within a certain distance of their spawning sanctuary. Because in that case they would be basically running in circles, more or less. Would be much easier to track them down if they can run anywhere. Then it could take forever finding this mammoth. Well, we just found a deer, so this is definitely auto combat. Oh, we didn't get anything out of it? That looks like a bug. Or does it... do we only get the spoils, the loot, as long as the sanctuary the animal spawned from is intact? Probably not, but I'm pretty sure I should have gotten 20 gold here, or at least some gold. There we go, calendar. 13 turns to get writing, that's quite a long time. I kind of want to get laws. Because we have enough research, enough like buildings and quarters, not quarters, districts researched that we have stuff to build for next 12, 13 turns. Sure, let's go writing. So, mammoth. Is there mammoth anywhere? No, there is a curiosity though. Oh, we'll check that next time if it's still there.
Let's go.
I should probably run back. 1, 2, 1, 2. Am I too far? One tile too far. I'm gonna settle the city one turn later. That I should have. Okay. Let's switch the city. Because we have like no production at all. It's gonna take forever. 30 turns. So we definitely want to pay for this one. Once we get the city and build pyramids that we'll have to also pay for, we should be fine, but until then, this is gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yes.
I could also settle here. Is that a horrible idea? I think I'm gonna settle here. Or wait, we get 993. Here we would get 614.3. So slightly higher production. And I can help the outpost. Oh, no, I can't. It's telling me that I'll be able to do it next turn. It's probably better to wait and settle here, because with the extra production, we will be able to develop the outpost faster. So in the end, delaying the outpost by 1 turn could mean that we get the city faster in the end. Yeah, go there. A matter of diplomacy. As a civilization of similar stature to your own empire, this newcomer is likely to be an ally or an adversary for many centuries or even millennia to come. They seek the same goal as yourself, to build a legacy that will never be forgotten. And there is the diplomacy screen.
Prosper.
This is always a nightmare for me in most games. So, we have the option right away. It seems that it's always like that, to sign like a trade agreement immediately. So we can trade luxuries, and here we can accept.
Gladly.
That's easy, and I'm willing to accept it. Then we have this screen, where we can either propose an alliance, surprise war, declare war. Your empires have few ideological differences, making cooperation smooth and easy. The other side gains more war desire if you break treaties with them. Oh, okay. And the declaring wars applies a severe war desire drain. So these guys are friendly to us. On the trade app, you can see the resources your empire has access to. Excuse me. Let me grab something to drink. To have access to a resource, an empire can exploit it through an extractor on a deposit or by trading it with another empire. On the right side of the screen, you can see the resources your opponent owns. Really? Oh, he doesn't have, or she doesn't have anything. Here, either the opponent does not own any extractors, only trades, or you haven't discovered their deposits yet. Indeed, trade doesn't allow you to buy resources from a deposit that you haven't discovered on the map yet. Okay. Does it mean that I have to, like, see it within their territory, or have to know that it is within their territory, or does it mean that I have to, like, know that the resource exists, that I have, like, researched the resource? Don't know that. And I can't trade with them because for now we can trade like a resource for a resource. It seems that we can't sell it for gold. And we probably need to research something to get access to more of this stuff. Well, that's all I can say for now. Okay, you guys, how are we doing? I'll use the other group to hunt the mammoth there. And we could get a very nice city here. And that would be a great city. We could build the flood... I'm not sure how it's called, but the thing that gives extra food from tiles in the rivers. Then all of these are forests, so we can build the carpentry yard or something like that that gives extra production from forest. Holy crap, this could be a great city.
Follow me.
I hope we don't lose it to these guys. Let me check something. 52. Finish another district. How much food are we making right now? 17. And I'm pretty sure stability from growth surplus. I think we do want to get every bit of food. It does affect stability. For the stability purposes, it's not just about thresholds. It's about every single point, and that's important. Okay. But I'll still keep an eye on that. 30 next. Yeah, it's gonna take forever. I need to hunt the mammoth. Oh, hey, there's a sanctuary. You can get some money there as well. So this is gonna take only 2 turns. And next one, how much do we need for the next city? Let's find out. 70. We are making 14. Okay, we should be able to get the outpost here pretty quickly, actually. Next. Are you kidding me? It just popped an outpost in the middle of my territory. We got a civic point. And new grievance. I'm pretty sure that's this thing. Yep. So you claim the territory that is adjacent to one of my attached territories. So that's what I'm telling her. I'm telling her that she's claiming land that I consider mine. And I demand that territory. And I have 10 turns to make this demand. I can either like ignore this, say okay, you can have it, or I can go for it, demand the territory. So let's try it. Because in this case, I don't want her to control that land. And she gave it to me.
You will make this right. Believe me.
That leads
I
to
am not amused.
an increase
I only agree to these
in
demands
the
to
war
quench your
desire.
thirst for
Plus
war.
10 for her,
I offer thanks.
plus 5 for me. Okay. What does this mean? Unsure of your intentions. So reserving judgment for the timing being. Relation deteriorating, current superiority even. Signed treaties, I made demands. Okay, well. Don't think we can really do much for now. We have another outpost that's going to take 2 turns to develop. It's a pretty decent location, so that's another reason why I decided to go for it. Get the outpost. And it's an outpost that we got without the influence investment. What this means, though, is that then this one is going to be more expensive, I guess. Yeah, this one is 90.
Off we go.
Okay, we'll just explore the rest of this territory. Meanwhile.
Will do.
Okay, you guys, can you make it to the mammoth? You can. I want 40 gold. Then we can go and pillage that sanctuary. He's gonna take the high ground here, probably. Oh, that's fine. And we have a visitor. Schmudla wants to know what I'm doing. Can we? No, can't move anymore. Here it does look like that there is a zone of control. Yeah, same here. It does look like there is a zone of control. Maybe when there is a unit on the tile, then it loses zone of control. Because I already control it, that could be. This is gonna be painful. Okay. So now we can finally pay for this city. We are at 20 food. Interesting that we are also here on 55% stability, even though we have a pretty noticeable excess of food. So what we want to do here definitely is to, excuse me, get more production. Come on. And then find a nice spot for pyramids. So the game is suggesting the best tiles. Here we would get 14, 14, and 14. Okay. I think up here will be the best tile. 8, 11, 12. I'm probably gonna save this tile for maker's quarters or something like that to get all of this production. Let's go. But now we need 117, or we have to wait 8 turns isn't the end of the world. Also, we have an event, Empire Foundation. By what right do we rule? So, new civics. Let's go to details. Cancel that. So this is how the civic screen looks like. This definitely needs some work. So here it's divided between like different areas, civics related to public spending and investment, military, treatment of criminals, organization of your ministry and policies, day-to-day life, cultural issues, and beliefs, what is acceptable or not. But in the end, what all of this means is that you unlock always like one of these civics, and then you can make a choice. You need civic points to make a decision about a civic. So we now have the options to either decide on legitimacy or on founding myths. We only have one civic point, so we can only decide on one of these. So, when we decide, the effect that it has is here, plus it moves this like marker, or I don't know how to call this, in certain way. Here we can see what it does. In the case of divine mandate, it doesn't move. In case of natural right, it moves towards, I think this is called progress, this is called tradition, and each of these icons has a name. It has a small effect on the empire. So for example, when we are in the center here, we are getting 10% extra science in cities and outposts, and +2 influence per territory, basically. If we are moving towards progress, the influence is dropping, but the science is increasing. When you go the other way, the science is decreasing and influence is going up. And it's this way with every civic. I'm kind of missing some more depth here, because you are basically just moving these, missing the right word for this. It's not a marker. How is it called? Well, it doesn't matter. You're just moving this purple square or pink square to the left or to the right, and the effects are not that significant. In this case, you either go from like extra bonuses in the capital and a little bit, a tiny little bit in other cities. You are getting a little bit more in all cities, or you go like a capital city focus. In this case, you go from stability, a little bit of food, all the way to stability, or all the way to food. And here you have money and production or industry, to either full industry or full money. I mean, it is something, but it's just barely noticeable, honestly. Oh, and by the way, this is what we have been missing to fully understand the food numbers. We have these percentage modifiers. We have the 10% food on the capital. That was the modifier that we didn't see right from the start. And also this. So we have actually 20% from ideologies. And now we should know all the numbers that affect the yields in our cities. Okay, so here I probably don't want to go to this side, but at the same time, I want to get +5 influence from plazas. Here, I don't really care about faith that much yet. I'm not saying it's not worth it. I'm just saying I don't understand it enough to being able to like fully appreciate it, let's say. So I usually tend to go anything but faith. So I will take natural. Oh, we can check the other civic here. It's this one is nice. A place that is celebrating on new cities. The other one, codified laws, are modify attach outposts by 20%, absorb city by 20%. Not sure what attach and absorb means, but I guess it just allows us to build outposts and cities faster, I guess. Now I want the culture first, or not culture, the influence first. There are definitely some decisions to be made here. It's not like there is no depth at all, but it just seems to me like it's not enough. And there we go. So zoom in. Two turns, and you guys. Let's go this way for now. We are at 21 and getting 25. Also, what is this? Nothing. Oh, wait. There is something that we can do. The treaties tab of the diplomatic panel gives you an overview of the treaties you share with your opponent. Available treaties depend on the relation. War and alliance do not suggest the same treaties. Note that treaties are split into 4 columns. Military, border, trade, information. Each column can only have one active treaty. At the bottom of the screen, the treaties are basic versions. At the top, they're improved variation. Okay. Oh, so we are just upgrading... Okay, I'm just getting better versions here. Like, the higher we are, the better it is. That's the general idea. You can suggest or receive a proposal at any time. However, if it is refused, you cannot send it again during the same turn. This treaty can be proposed using the proposed button, but the other side will have to accept it for its effect to apply. If they accept, you will both benefit from the treaty's effect. Note that if you want to degrade this treaty later, your opponent's war desire against you will increase. Oh, okay, so if I upgrade something or improve some of these treaties, and then I want to, like, lower it again, it pisses them off. Make it easier for them to declare war. If your opponent refuses this treaty, you will have to wait several turns before suggesting it. Okay, so there's no penalty for suggesting it. So I'm gonna propose...
Generous. A very generous proposal.
And it seems that she accepted right away, because it moved up.
Your proposal is promising.
Okay, she did accept. So now we should be able to see Assur, which sounds like Assyrian capital. Good. What else do we need? And the turn. That's gonna be one more turn here. We want a city here. That's gonna take 5 turns. You guys will plunder that sanctuary. Ransack or whatever. 7 turns to get pyramids. And we get 90, right? So 2 more turns, then we can build this city. So I'm just gonna wait here. Skip. How are we doing with those pyramids? 2 turns. Really want to see the effect on production. Successfully ransacked. Acknowledge. Now we are at 12 industry. Let's see how it's gonna be next turn. You are gonna do something. Should keep this guy around, or guide this group around, because it's only 2 hunting parties, and send the other group further away because it's stronger. But for now, we're gonna wait, and we have an event. Blades of the Empire. As your horizons widen, your armies grow in lockstep with your ambition. Now, with military power spread over several regiments, it is time to decide the nature of the soldiers who compose your armies. So that's another... Oh, it's not an event. It's another civic unlocked. We can check the details, but we have 0 civic points, so currently we can't vote on this. It's another decision we'll have to make. So we either make our units cheaper, or we make them slightly stronger. 20% cost reduction is pretty significant compared to +1 strength. Because when we check the tech screen, let's see, we will get, where is it? Here, for example. This is our unique unit. We get it pretty early. Carpentry is 2 turns, Horsemanship 3 turns, so it's 5. In 12 turns we can get Wheel, and with that access to our unique unit that has Strength 25. So getting from 25 to 26 is basically no difference, but getting a 20% on discount here, 20% discount on the cost of the unit, that sounds pretty noticeable. So that almost feels like, in that case, you always want to go for the 20% discount. Unless you are desperate. Where is it? Unless you are desperate to basically keep this balanced. But that's like 2% difference. I'm not sure that's super relevant. I know it's in all cities, but 1-2% doesn't really seem much, especially when it's being compensated by the bonuses in the capital. So I would say that most of the time you don't care about this bar at all. I'd probably do something like, when it's in the middle, you are getting 50% bonus in the capital and nothing else. Moving to this side would take you to 25% bonus in all cities. Or maybe 15% in all cities. And moving to the other side would take it to 100% bonus in the capital. So that on both sides, you would have a different relevant bonus. So the game would basically, like, forcing you to move to one side. Because at this point it feels like I don't care where the marker is. I just care about this part. Oh well, these are just numbers, right? We have early access, so this is gonna change. So 1 turn until we get the pyramids, and 1 turn until we get our 5th outpost. A matter of diplomacy. This is civilization also. Oh, that's another save that we just met. So let's check them out. Mycenians, who are also friendly. So let's go accept the trade and relationship.
Yes.
Let us savor this
Nothing
moment.
important here. Or I'm missing something, but I don't think so. So first of all, let's get the outpost. 90 points. That's 15 and 13 production. Sounds pretty damn good. This is probably gonna be our like 2nd highest production city, and we're gonna make this one and maybe this one science focused. Or maybe you could try to make this one focused on like gold, because this one will also have ridiculous production. We'll see about that. Now, the pyramids, they're still not done. Sometimes the timers are off by a turn. So I'm gonna spend 22 gold because I want to see the effect. I want to confirm that we get the bonus, even though the pyramids are not connected to the center of the city. Yeah, we do get it. Okay, that's broken. That's just ridiculous how much production we just got. And I wanted to zoom in to look at the district. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, so production. From 12 to 39. This thing needs nerf. Like, holy crap. And we can build another one. Just have to be careful about stability. We also need to keep an eye on food. We should have enough food, right? Yeah, we are still on 12, so there's no reason to keep people here. This is gonna drop by a little bit, but at 46%, it's still fine. We'll grow in 12 turns. We can improve the stability this way. It's gonna be only 2 turns. And no, it's not gonna be 2 turns. We are at 39. It's gonna be 3 turns. This is always off by a turn. Because it's 100 industry. And we are making 39. So there's that. Now, how long or how much would we have to pay? 75. This city desperately needs production. Poof. 8 to 31. Ridiculous. Broken. Food-wise, we are at 15. So let's now get at the public fountain in... again, it's not 3, it's in 4. There's that. That will take care of the stability for a while. You need 2 more turns. Yeah, fine, I'm willing to wait 2 turns. Here we want to build the city, and here we need to wait 1 turn before we switch to a city. Okay, how are we doing with the stars? We are in 4 out of 6 districts. 150, and this will go up pretty quickly now. We are working on this one as well. This is what? This is population, so we'll get that soon. 1 more unit, 1 more tag. Gold is a problem. We are not making that much money. But we should get like 5 stars more or less at the same time. I'll just go in this general direction. Next. There we go. Oh, religion? Really? How did we get there? Wait, one thing at a time. So, more people. That's population 10. That will give us a star. There we go. Era star unlocked. This one. Get 10 population. Next one is 20. And here we can see the fame reward. So, we now need 6 more to get the next era. Acknowledge. But how the hell did we get that religion? How did it proc? Is it proc because we got 1 star? Or is it because of specifically the kind of star that we got? Pick the base of your people's beliefs. Polytheism, plus 10 faith, plus 5 influence on holy sites, and faith from holy sites. Here it's more influence from holy sites, from shamanism. You know what, we are getting a lot of influence already. So maybe in this case I will take more faith. Let's try to test religion a little bit. And then we have another icon here, religion, where we can decide on tenets. I've never really tested this. Tenets have different tiers, so you can create your own religion, but I have no experience with this. We are the religious leader. Egyptian, I guess, polytheism, that's how it should be called. We have no followers yet. Here we'll be unlocking tenets. I guess based on how much faith we are making per turn, we'll be getting faith every turn. And when it fills up, we'll be able to decide on 1 tenet. That's how it works. Some of these are pretty good, actually. For example, Steel Note, I think, is really nice. Plus 10 stability on territories under religion's influence. Plus 1 maximum number of holy sites. The stability is really nice. So, it almost feels like religion is a lot more potent than society. I might be wrong. Again, I didn't really have time to play with this. Oh, and when we check the map, here we can see the influence. So blue, here we have 100% cultural influence over the territory. And it changes based on our neighbors, I guess. Here we are closest to the Assyrians, so they have some cultural influence over this one province. I don't think... Oh, there is religious screen already. Do they have religion? They don't. So here are just atheists and people who believe. We just founded the religion, so it's not like fully... Or not all of the people like were flipped yet, but it should fill up pretty quickly. What is this? The first calendar. The invention of the calendar heralded a glorious day in the empire's history. Now with 2 major cities and numerous farming affairs needing to be harmonized across the land, it is time to standardize the calendar. Traders must have an easy means of synchronizing their activities. By what means do you wish to track the days? So we can either have a solar calendar or a lunar calendar. Modifies the social axis towards progress or modifies towards tradition. So this is what they are talking about. I wonder if there is an easy way how to get to this. Then just go all the way through civics. So we either get more... This is progress, I'm pretty sure. So we either get the science... Or in the other way, it's the influence. I kind of want the influence. So we want to get towards tradition. And I think tradition here... Come on. Tradition here is lunar calendar. Okay, let's go lunar calendar. Confirm. And double check. There has to be an easy... Oh, it's here. Never mind. So now we are in the middle. We want to push it all the way here, I think. Six. And build me a city. So how long do we need here? 4 and 6. So I'm thinking if I want to play until we get to the next era. It may seem that we are pretty far away, but we are working on basically all of these stars at the same time, and we should be able to pop them pretty quickly. I think I'm gonna leave that for the next episode. Because as usual, you guys will tell me some more information in between episodes if I missed something or if I misunderstand something. So I think I'm gonna wait. And yeah, I think we did quite a lot today. We have... how long? We have probably like 3 or 4 episodes before the game becomes unavailable for another month or something. The access ends at the 28th. So I'll try to get to the next era and maybe try to get through the next era to the other one. Because the farther you get, the more the game slows down, it seems to me. It needs a lot more micromanagement. I think the goal is to get through the... What's the name of the next era? I'm actually not sure. Get through the ancient era to the next one, and through the next one to the one after that. I think that's what I will try to do in this series. But well, we are done for today, so I hope that you like this episode. I hope that you're gonna join me next time again. And until then, have a good time. Bye bye.